Hello, welcome to SavanKnits. This is my knitting YouTube channel where I talk about my knitting and the projects that I'm working on. But I have something different today. I'm going to talk about 14 fall patterns that I think would be perfect to knit for fall. These are pieces that are layering pieces that are transitional, and also just some things thrown in there that I want to personally make this fall. So if that sounds interesting, then let's dive in. Okay, so for this episode today, I have 6 sweater patterns. I have 4 cardigans. I have 1 cowl, 1 hat, 1 vest, and 1 pair of fingerless gloves. So kind of covered a lot of different options for fall knitting. And if I'm looking off the camera, that means I'm looking at my laptop, which has all of my notes. But it's starting to feel a little bit like fall here. I live in Utah, and the trees are starting to turn. We have a lot of mountains, and you can kind of start seeing the leaves turning on the mountains. The nights are cooler, the mornings are cooler, so it's just getting me in a fall mood. And whenever school starts, I think about fall, whenever it's the new school year. So I am ready for fall knitting, and I just cannot wait to dive into some of these patterns. So the first pattern that I have is the Paloma by Espace Chicot. And she says that Paloma means dove or peaceful, and I definitely see that with this sweater. It looks very airy, it looks very, simple and classy. It is top down in the round, and it has that twisted rib on the neck, but that twisted rib is also carried down the sleeves, which I think is really unique and just really, really classic looking. It's a raglan style. It's supposed to be a boxy fit and slightly cropped, so that cropping will help it feel more breathable, I think, for going into fall when it's not too terribly cold, but it'll still, keep you warm being a full sweater. This one is knit with lace and fingering together, or a DK weight, and it's knit on 4.5 millimeter needles. It has a finished bust circumference of 43 to 64 inches. The descriptions that I'm seeing on Ravelry don't have positive ease listed, but I'm guessing if it's a boxy fit, probably around 6 inches of positive ease. And yeah, I love the ribbing detail. I love that it's carried down through the arms. I love the turtleneck. I feel like you could use some really fun fall colors. I think like an orangey brown would look really good with this sweater, and you could style it really cute. Or you could go for more neutral colors to look great with fall leaves if you're taking pictures in fall leaves. I can just imagine this being a very versatile sweater that you can wear through the fall and into the winter. So that's our first sweater. Okay, this next one is one that I am personally making for this fall, and it's called My Baker's Hat by Emily Russell. First of all, the picture just encapsulates fall with those beautiful fall leaves, and a very cute picture of her kissing what I'm guessing is her partner. I am going to make this one for my dad. I have this left over from a sweater. This is Cascade 220 in Doeskin Heather, and I made my dad a crochet hat when I was in high school out of a similar color, and he has worn it to death. It has been his most worn hat, and it has served him well. But I want to make him a wool version of it and make him a knitted one, because I haven't made him anything through knitting before, just crochet. So I'm going to make him this baker's hat. It has a folded up brim, so it'll keep him nice and warm. It's got 1x1 rib, and it has a square decrease at the top. This is a worsted weight pattern, so it will work up really fast and easy if you want to make it for yourself or even think about gift knitting. I know it's the season when knitters start to think about Christmas gift knitting, so that we're not bogged down in late November and early December by knitting up all of the Christmas gifts. So worsted weight, it will probably take, you know, just a couple of hours to make up. It says 4mm needles, one size, only 150 yards. So again, perfect for if you have that extra skein of yarn from a sweater left over, you can just make a hat either for yourself or as a gift. And this pattern is also free. So another point in the positive for this pattern, I think it would be a great one to just knock out and have ready for when there's cooler weather and you just need a hat. The next one is a sweater. We have the Marnie pullover by Tamara L. This has some thick stripes on it, and usually I am not into thick stripes. I like thinner stripes, but this sweater makes me want to make this and wear this all of the time. It looks so beautiful. I love the thick stripes. I love the v-neck. I love like the boxy oversized fit and like the drop shoulders with the stripes starting with the same time as the body. I think it's beautiful. This is knit on 2 strands of fingering weight held together or DK weight, 5mm needles. Has a finished circumference of 33.75 inches to 57.75 inches. She does have a note saying that she has larger sizes available. They just haven't been test knit yet. So if you're willing to help her test knit for those larger sizes, she would happily provide the pattern to you for free. And it looks like it has 2 to 6 inches of positive ease. So there is that option for those of you if you need one of those bigger sizes. I love the colors. I think the colors already kind of scream fall to me. I feel like a dark blue could be a very fall color. Of course, you could do other colors as well to make it more fall vibes if you wanted to. And another thing that I think is v-necks are perfect for fall because they allow that breathability of, you know, you're not being too bogged down by like a high neck sweater or a thick sweater. But that v-neck gives you a little bit of coolness so you can wear it in the fall when it's not as cold. And yeah, I can imagine this sweater just looking so beautiful with fall fashion. So that is a great option for a fall sweater to make. Next we have the Sadie sweater by Ozetta, or Haley Smedley. This is just a classic sweater. It's top down, it's got some German short rows, and I love the rolled edges. I feel like the rolled edges give it more of a casual feel. It reminds me of a, you know, simple sweatshirt that you can just throw over the top of a t-shirt or a tank top if it gets cold. This is DK weight, 4mm needles, finished circumference of 36 to 66 inches with 6 inches of positive ease. But I just love the clean and classic and comfy look of this sweater. Again, throw it over the top of something if you get cold, take it off easily. It looks very versatile. You can either dress it up or wear it down depending on your outfit. So I think this would be a great option as well. Okay, this next one is another sweater, and this one is on my fall knit list. This is the Farnham sweater by the Knit Pearl Girl. It's an oversized drop shoulder, top down, short row shaping. It's got a turtleneck with some decreases in it to make more of like a funnel shape to it. It's lace plus fingering or sport, 4mm needles, and the finished circumference of 45 to 69, almost 70 inches. She says that you need 13 to 15 inches of positive ease for the smaller sizes and 9 to 12 for the larger sizes, which shout out to the Knit Pearl Girl for understanding that larger sizes do not need as much positive ease as smaller sizes. I have knit a pattern from the Knit Pearl Girl before, and I feel like she just pays really close attention to fit, especially on different body types. So I highly recommend her patterns. They're fantastic. So another reason why I'm so excited to wear this. and to knit it. I love the stripes. Again, I love small stripes, and I love how they continue up into the collar, into the turtleneck. I think that's very visually interesting. And I just look at this sweater and I can imagine myself wearing it at the pumpkin patch or on a fall walk in the woods, in the mountains. I just love it. I think it's unique, but also classic with the stripes. So yes, I'm just excited to make it. It calls for sport weight, but I'm gonna try to use DK weight and see how dense it is. But these are the colors that I'm thinking of. I have these drops Lima that I was going to use for another sweater, but I didn't end up wanting to make that pattern anymore. So we have this greenish blue in color 0701. I love the different shades of blue and green in there. I can't remember the color name, but I feel like it's like petrol blue, if I had to guess. And then just the drops Lima in their natural shade, 0100. So I have more of the blue, so I would do a greenish blue base with white stripes, and I think that will look fantastic. I am really excited. I think I might cast this on next. I'm trying to decide, but this one is a strong contender. I did put up a poll in my Instagram stories about which sweater should I make next, and this was on that poll, and it's winning by a landslide as of the time that I'm filming this video. If you ever want to vote on what I make next, definitely give me a follow on SavanKnits on Instagram. Our next one is the Teddy Vest by Sari Nordland. This one is also on my fall knit list. It is knit seamlessly from the top down. It has a sloped bottom hem, some I-cord edges, and then it has one duffel button and button loop in the front. It's made with 2 strands of boucle held double or bulky weight and 5mm needles. Has a finished circumference of 35.5 to 67 inches with 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. And when I was thinking about what I wanted to make this fall, I was looking at my yarn shelf, and I have one of those cubby holders that you put yarn in, or baskets or whatever you wanted. But my cubbies are getting full, so I was thinking that I needed to do some stash busting this fall, and I had a couple of balls of this We Are Knitters Yarnicorn. I made a cardigan a little while ago from it, and to be honest, I don't love this yarn. It's single ply, so it pills really easily. It looks really pretty in the ball, but I don't love how it's knit up. But I also don't want to waste it, and I don't really want to donate it. I still want to make something out of what I have left. And I thought that I could make a vest. And I wear a lot of dresses, especially black dresses, and so I thought this color of yarn would look great over a black dress in kind of a vest form. And so I was looking for some simple vests that didn't require a lot of yarn because I'm limited on yarn. And I love the sloped hem on the bottom. I think that is really well done. It looks really nice, and I think it will look really nice with just the I-cord edges, emphasizing that. And I really love the one button in the front. I do not like sewing on buttons, so I really just wanted to do one button closure in the front. And this pattern just checked all the boxes off for me. And I do love Sari Nordland's patterns. I find her patterns very clear and very interesting. So again, this is a great transition piece because it can be layered on top of things and then taken off when you're too warm. So there is the teddy vest. Next are the penny gloves by Petite Knit. This is another thing on my fall knitting list, both for Christmas gifts and for myself. These are fingerless. They're knit cuff to fingers on sport weight, 3mm needles, 152 yards. So again, perfect for stash busting, perfect for gifts. I have made one so far I'm making them for my husband, my dad, and myself. So I'm going to be making this pattern 3 times. But I've already made one of the gloves and it is so easy. It's like even easier than a sock, which to me a sock is a little bit of mindless knitting. But these gloves are just so easy to knit, so quick. And they fit my husband great, even though he has bigger hands than I do. So it could be, you know, for anyone, which also makes it a perfect gift pattern. And again, I think these are a perfect transition piece because they're not full-on mittens, so you don't need a ton of warmth, you know, in the fall. But if you need a little bit, I think fingerless gloves are the way to go. I think they would be perfect for those brisk fall walks or, you know, going to late night fall parties, whatever you do in the fall. I think having some fingerless gloves in your pocket to throw on would be perfect. Keep you prepared for that colder weather. Next, we have another layering piece. This is the Melissa cardigan by Iris H. This one is top down. It has short rows and it's joined in the round after the back and front panels are made. And then it has some intricate neckline facing and the button bands, and she does say that it's harder than it looks. It looks like a simple cardigan, but the finishing details are what really make this cardigan stand out. And so she said the neckline facing is harder than it looks, but she has video tutorials available, so you don't need to worry about it if you really want to make this cardigan. It is lace and fingering weight, held together, 4mm needles, a finished circumference of 37 to 66 inches with 4 to 6 inches of positive ease. I love it. I love the mini stripes. I love the very minimal looking finishing with the neckline facing and the button band. I love the tiny little buttons. I love the color she has chosen. I already feel like there's some fall vibes going on with that brownish orange stripes. But again, you can experiment with the colors as much as you want. I think it's just a interesting take on a classic cardigan with those stripes. And I feel like stripes just scream fall to me. So if you think so too, this would be a great cardigan for you to make. All right, next is the Woolly Giants Cowl by Mary P. Hunt. This one is on my fall make list because I think it is so cool looking. I love mammoths, first of all, and second of all, just it's visually stunning. I love the way it looks. It's all over color work in the round. It's made on DK weight yarn. I think she used a tweed yarn for this. And it's knit up with 3.75mm needles. There's just one size, 400 yards of yarn, including both colors, so total 400 yards. And I just barely finished a colorwork sweater, and it took me since January, and I am just not in the mood to maybe ever do an all-around colorwork sweater. It was hard. This was my second one, and this one was just not fun to knit. But a cowl I can commit to. That's the level of color work that I can do. I think the brown and the white are perfect colors for fall. Of course, you could do whatever colors that you want. And again, it's a great layering piece. Put it on, take it off when you need it. The yarn that I am planning on making with this is Juniper Moon Farms. They're Patagonia Organic Merino. I have these two. So this natural one is pearl and this bottom one is mahogany. Just look at this brown. It's got flecks of red and gray and maybe even like orangish yellow. It reminds me of woolly mammoth fur. I picked this out with my husband. We were doing an overnight trip and there was a yarn store close by, and as soon as we saw this, we were like, it looks like mammoth fur. So had to get these two. I love the natural feel of this merino. It's just, yeah, 100% wool, beautiful, beautiful yarn. So I definitely can't wait to make this cowl in these colors, and I have intentions of wearing it, but also I might frame it because it's just too beautiful to be all scrunched up on my neck. I might just frame it and display it because it would be a work of art if I, you know, knit this. So there's a cowl for you if you're interested in making one for fall. Next we have the Book Club cardigan by Sari Nordlund, and I feel like everyone is making this cardigan, so you will probably see it on a lot of fall knitting plans videos, but I have to include it because everyone else is doing it, but that's not the only reason. It's just a beautiful cabled cardigan. It looks like it belongs in a cozy cabin with a fire crackling, and you just have a warm drink or a book in your lap, and it's cozy. Or walking through fall leaves, like you need that cozy cabled cardigan. It has drop shoulders, relaxed fit, top down cabling. She says it's made out of lace plus sport lace plus sport or worsted weight in 4mm needles. So it wouldn't be too much of it's not like a cardigan knit on fingering. I feel like you could get this done relatively quickly. I mean, the cables would probably take more time, but worsted weight is not a bad weight. It will keep you nice and warm, of course. It has a finished circumference of 37.5 to 69 inches with 8 inches of positive ease. Again, the design is intricate. I think it's beautiful. Sorry if you can hear the train. I live by train tracks, train crossing. But also I think if you're into like taking fall pictures with the leaves, I think this cardigan would just pop, especially if you make it in a lighter natural color. I think it would look amazing. And also I just love that it's a popular design that we can all just like have one big club of book club cardigans all around the world, all around the knitting world. I think it's fun that so many people love this pattern and are making it for this fall and winter. So another fun reason to make this one for fall. Next, we have another cardigan. This is the Orla cardigan by Jamie Creates. This is from her book Fast and Fabulous Knits, but you can purchase the pattern separately. This one is knit bottom up, and then it's joined by the shoulder seams, and I think the sides are mattress stitched together, and then you pick up sleeves and the button band. This is another cabled one. It's bulky weight, 6.5mm. But what I think is interesting is she used cotton yarn and suggests cotton yarn. You can also use wool, of course, because the cables will work great with wool. But I think it's interesting that she used cotton. So again, it could be more of a breathable option for you for fall, especially if you live in a warmer climate. And I think it looks great in cotton. It has a finished circumference of 43 to 75.5 inches with 13 to 15 inches of positive ease, so a quite oversized cardigan. And usually Jamie Creates, most of her stuff is cropped, so I would imagine that this one is also cropped, but I know that she has instructions to make it longer if you would like. I think the cables are gorgeous. I think the color too that she chose, this sage light green, is really beautiful. It kind of does remind me of a little bit of fall, but you could also get away with doing it for spring as well. So again, just a perfect transition piece for those transition weather days. And then the next one is another cardigan by Jamie Creates. This one looks like spring. I'm gonna be honest with you. It looks like a spring cardigan. I know, but it's on my fall make list, so I'm including it. It's my video. I can do what I want. This is the Kaleidoscope cardigan. Bottom up, you split for the front panels and the back, and then you shoulder seam them together, and then the sleeves are worked in the round, and the button band is picked up. This is made of 3 strands of worsted weight held together, or super bulky, with 9mm needles, so super quick knit. There's a finished bust size available of 41 to 73 inches with 11 to 13 inches of positive ease. This one is also from her book Fast and Fabulous Knits. But again, you can buy it separately if you wish. I am making this for fall because I need a cardigan, and I bought this yarn a while ago and I just haven't gotten around to making it. I purchased the yarn that it calls for, the Malabrigo Rios, in the exact same colors because I want this exact same cardigan basically. Again, I wear a lot of black dresses and I think this cardigan would look great over them. It's a layering piece. I can just throw it on, especially in the mornings when it's cooler. I love pastels, so I would wear them in the fall, but of course you could do different colors to make it more fall vibes with darker, you know, greens and blues and purples and grays and browns and whatever colors scream fall to you. But basically this is just the oversized cardigan of my dreams, and I want to make it this fall, so I'm very excited to make it. Okay, we have got one more sweater. This is the Alaska sweater by Camille Descoteux. I should have looked up how to say that. But it's a top-down raglan. It has cropped length in both the body and the sleeves. And it has color work just on the bottom of the body and the sleeves. So again, if you don't want to commit to an all-over colorwork sweater, like me, this one would be perfect. It's made with DK tweed yarn. I love the tweed with the little speckles in there. And you use 3.5 millimeter needles. It has a finished bust of 30.5 to 61 inches with 0 to 4 inches of positive ease. And I love that it's cropped. I don't always love a cropped sweater, but I think it really works for this pattern with the trees. So again, that cropped length, especially in the sleeves, is not going to be as warm, so perfect for fall. And I think with the trees you could go either way. It could either look like a winter forest or a fall forest, and I'm going for a fall forest here. It could give you some spooky fall vibes. I have dreams of making this and wearing it to like a Halloween party. Like, I think it would be a beautiful spooky sweater, but that you could also wear it into winter, of course, and just say, oh, now they're winter trees with snow. You could get fun with the colors as well. There's a lot of fun combinations on the Ravelry project page for this sweater. A lot of people mixing and matching darker colors with lighter colors with the trees. So again, you could do many different options with that. This one is on my fall make list as well. I searched high and low for yarn in similar shades to this one. I can't remember what yarn she recommends, but I feel like I remember looking it up and seeing that they didn't offer those shades anymore, at least when I was looking. So I finally found some through Explorer Knits. This was her monochrome collection a little bit ago. We've got this drift color. This is in her tweed DK. So this will be the main color of the sweater. And then we have Avenor, which will be the trees. And I think I did a pretty great job of matching the colors to the sample sweater picture. So again, very excited to make this. I think I'll probably take a break from colorwork for a little bit because that last sweater destroyed me. I will talk more about that in my next video, my next podcast video, which should be coming soon. So if you want to learn more about my experience with that horrendous colorwork pattern, tune into that, hopefully next week. But anyways, I am just very excited to have this Alaska sweater in my wardrobe. It's one of the first sweaters that I saw when I started knitting that I thought I want to make that so badly. And I think it will just be really fun to knit. And I think the colorwork at the bottom will be really motivating for me to finish. I'm one of those people that I become really motivated by getting to the bottom of the body and the end of the sleeves. I know some people like to jump around when they're making sweaters, like they'll knit a little bit of the body and then go back and do the collar and the sleeves. I just like to do it in usually what the pattern says. So you do the body first and then the collar and then the sleeves. And I feel like having the color work on the bottom of the body and the bottom of the sleeves will just fly by because I'll want to have the beautiful finished project of this sweater. So I am just really excited to make it, and I think it will look beautiful when I'm done. Okay, that was all of the fall patterns that I have for you today, and all of my fall knitting plans as well. I would love to know what your fall knitting plans are, or if you plan on making any of these patterns as well, then we can chat as we make them. I would love that so much. And yeah, I just want to know all about your knitting plans this fall. I want to know if I missed any patterns that I should add to my fall list. Give me all the recommendations. I really would love to know what you want to make. And just thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope I can catch you next time where I have a podcast episode coming up with a couple of finished objects and some new things that I'm working on, and probably some yarn to show you because I have some pre-orders coming in this week. So anyways, I hope this was helpful for you. I hope this was inspiring for you. I hope you're feeling the fall vibes wherever you are, or if you love the summer, I hope you're hanging on to the last little bit of summer as well. So happy making, and I'll see you next time. Bye.